'Tis the season to listen to Pickled Watermelon Rinds, a guilty pleasure podcast featuring Auntie Joan and Auntie, providing our zesty and marginally mature take on pop culture, current events, and trends. Now we invite you to sit on Santa's lap, relax, and enjoy. Hello, Auntie Joan.
Hi, Auntie.
How are you today?
I'm doing good, thanks. How about your own self?
Oh, just fine, thanks.
You're welcome.
So, we want to let our listener know that this is our last recording for 2024.
Yay!
We are going on a 2-week hiatus just to regroup, re-energize, and so we can be our sparkling selves for everybody when we get back. So this particular episode will air on Monday, December 30th. And then for the January 6th and January 13th releases, we're going to do encore releases of our most listened to episodes. So our next new episode will air on Monday, January 20th in 2025. Hope you all wrote that down. You can always rewind and listen again if you didn't catch it. A lot of information there, but we want to make sure you're aware. So yeah, we're excited to take a little break and regroup and get our spunk all spunkified.
Now, Auntie Joan's just plain tuckered out. I can only be up and cheerful for so many hours in a year.
About 43 episodes.
Yeah. I'm impressed with us, that we stuck to it.
Yeah. And we're continuing on into the new year. That's
are we?
Yeah, now. Yeah, we got to hit our full year. We got 9 more episodes to go.
Yeah. So stay tuned, folks.
Stay tuned.
Because you never know what's going to come out of our mouths once we get some rest and relaxation.
Very true.
Maybe we should even have it as a cocktail recording, because I've noticed, Auntie, that you do get a little brazen in your language after you've had a cocktail or two.
Yes, that's always been the case. So this is our Happy New Year episode. So Happy New Year.
Hell yeah.
No cocktails involved today, kids. This is just us giddy to take a break.
For you lucky people, start the year off with a bang.
Oh, in what way?
You know what I mean? Yeah. And for the rest of us, enjoy it.
Indeed. Mm-hmm. And then, Auntie Joan, you saw something on The View the other day.
Oh, yes. Edward Norton was one of the guests. Yeah, you like him, huh?
I do love me some Edward Norton.
Did you like Fight Club?
Loved Fight Club.
I did too. That was,
I loved to have first met him in Presumed Innocent.
Yes.
And he did such an amazing job. He's just such a good actor. I adore him. I don't really love him in interviews, though. I think he comes off not so great, but he just might be nervous. How did he do on The View?
Well, he was kind of withdrawn somewhat.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't real outgoing, but
aloof.
He did get some good points across. And why he was on was to talk about the movie he's in, opening Christmas Day. He's in A Complete Unknown. That's the title of the movie. It's about Bob Dylan. And Edward Norton plays Pete Seeger, the folk singer from back in the day. Yeah, well.
Tell me a song he sang. Sing it for me.
We shall overcome.
Oh, that's him.
Supposedly he co-wrote that. Yeah, that's one thing that was mentioned on the show. Yeah.
Huh.
So anyway, he and what's his name? Charlemagne. What's his first name?
Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy. Anyway, I guess they're both up for Golden Globe Awards, and Edward was talking about this performance by Timothy Chalamet is like world class. He said, I've been in the business for 30 years, and this is like one of the best performances I've ever seen.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Timothy Chalamet caught my attention in Wonka.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
right.
he was pretty good in that.
Amazing in that. You believed it was, he's like a Johnny Depp. When Johnny Depp is acting, you believe he is the character. You don't see Johnny Depp anymore. You see the character. And I believe Timothy Chalamet's the same. Now, I didn't like Dune, period.
Oh, I did. I loved it.
Okay.
I've become a real Dune fan.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Okay. They got to get that
But
shit out of their nose. That bothers me. I'm like, get it
oh,
out.
well, I mean, it's like an
Get it out.
oxygen tube, you
Get it
know what I
out.
mean? So that doesn't bother me. They actually wore something like that in the original version also, the original movie. They had little things in their nose. Well, I hope you never have to deal with it.
I know.
But he was awfully skinny in that, and he's probably skinny in this one too.
He's always skinny. He's skinny and he's just a skinny guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yikes.
So, but anyway, yeah, it sounds like a really good movie. However, the issue is it comes out on Christmas Day, but it's got some stiff competition. Nosferatu is also opening on Christmas Day.
Yes.
That may become one of my favorite Christmas movies.
Yes, you talked about that last week.
Yes, it's a remake of the 1922 Nosferatu silent movie, and it's based on the Bram Stoker's Dracula novel. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough one.
Yep.
But anyway.
But speaking of movies, Auntie Joan and I actually went to a movie house yesterday. Very exciting. We'll talk about the movie we saw in our next segment, but we went to the Alamo Drafthouse in Westminster, Colorado. The Alamo Drafthouse has quite a few locations, not even outside of Colorado as well. I believe they started in Texas, but I could be wrong about that. Anywho, they have, what I like about it is it's a one-stop shop. You're going out for dinner or lunch and a movie all in one place. They serve food. And we had some tasty bits yesterday, right, Auntie Joan?
Gosh. Oh, it was delicious. We even got the same thing.
We did. And it was fried cauliflower with sweet gochujang sauce. And with a side of vegan ranch. And it was delicious.
And celery sticks.
Oh, and celery sticks. Yeah, but that. I mean, I ate them. Make no mistake. My plate was nearly licked clean, folks. It was delicious. It was an appetizer.
The celery I saved. I had one piece right away, and then I saved the last two because I thought that'd be a nice way to cool down the tongue a little bit.
Yes.
After the gochujang sauce.
Yes.
Which wasn't really hot, but it was a little spicy, but not bad.
No.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good.
Delicious. Absolutely delicious. And they have alcohol there. We did not partake. And they have soft drinks that are free refills. They have popcorn. I mean, the regular stuff too. I think they might. Did they have candy on their menu? I didn't see candy, but
just
I didn't really
a couple
look.
things. Just a couple things like M&Ms and something else.
Yeah. But they've got sandwiches and burgers and salads, and because I was torn between getting the cauliflower and a grain bowl. They had like 3 or 4 vegan things on the menu for me. I think they even had a Beyond Burger from a burger perspective.
Yeah, I think so.
I wasn't super hungry, so I went with the cauliflower. But yeah, no, I'm not complaining. I'd like to get the basket next time because I believe that'll be a bigger portion. And that comes with fries.
Oh, does it?
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
One thing that didn't work for you, but would work with a lot of people too, is they use real clarified butter on their popcorn.
Correct. They don't have the fake stuff for the likes of me. But you can still get the popcorn plain if you're a vegan like me. But yes, they have real clarified butter, and that is their only option. Oh, they also have truffle popcorn, which I had back in the day, not at the Alamo, at the other cinema Auntie Joan and I went to that served food that is no longer a Cinnabar. Back in the day, they used to also do a truffle popcorn, and that is flippin' amazing. And then Cinnabar stopped doing it, but Alamo still provides that. And it's got Parmesan and truffle oil in it, and it's, oh my God.
Oh, wow.
It's delicious. Delicious. Oh, the popcorn is also unlimited bowls of popcorn. So if you get like share a bowl with, between two people, because it's like a stainless steel bowl that they'll bring for you, assuming it's like the Cinnabar. It's like a stainless steel bowl, and it's not ginormous, but can see if like 2 or 3 people are sharing out of the same bowl, you'd want to maybe get a refill at some point. So you do get free refills on the popcorn too.
One thing that's really surprising is when you walk in, there's the ticket counter, like one woman behind the ticket counter. There's a bar that was closed when we went because, of course, we went to a matinee.
2:30 in the afternoon. Thank you very much.
And there was a bar next to it that was closed. They hadn't opened yet. And then you walk in and you find your theater.
Oh, you said it correctly.
There's none of this big, massive
concession
stands. Yeah.
Right.
Where, you end up paying $12, $15 for a little bit of popcorn and a
Well, our stuff wasn't cheap.
No, it wasn't, but
it was food. It was actual food. It wasn't just garbage. Like the fried part probably wasn't the best, but who cares? We were at the movies and it was fun. But, so I can't really count it it was cauliflower. So
that's right.
I say it's healthy.
Veggies. Yeah. It's not like it was potato chips.
No, it wasn't. So, yeah, it's a cute little place. I do have to say I would not want to be in that theater if it was packed. I do find the seats are too close together. They're not wide enough.
Even you thought so, huh?
Oh, yeah, because I was just watching like where my arms were.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if somebody was on the other side of me, and I noticed that like if I use the console between the two of us for my soda, you would have been knocking into, I would have been knocking in. You know what I mean? It was not great. And they have, so at like Cinnabar, they had a shelf along the front of you.
Yeah.
So it was good in a sense that, it wasn't obstructive of where you were sitting, but it was also a pain if you wanted to like use the table to like eat. You had to like really sit up in your seat, or you had to take whatever you were eating and bring it to you and just hold it.
Like we normally do.
Like we normally do at home. So, what difference does it make? But this actually had a stationary table at each seat, like the old school desks from back in the day that just had what was like an L-shaped kind of tabletop, and it was fixed. So you couldn't move it. You couldn't swing it out of the way. You couldn't do anything. And I'm just like, this is not the best setup. And now I don't know if because it's the first time I've been to this place. Same with Auntie Joan. So maybe other theaters in there are a little bit bigger. I don't know. Maybe because it was a matinee, they were using their smaller theaters. I don't know. I couldn't honestly say, but all I can say is there ain't no way I'd be with a whole room full of strangers in these confined little spaces. Did have reclining seats, so we did enjoy that. That was nice, but not as good as the AMC's, which, actually recline where the backs recline to, where you can almost like lay down and take a nap, which somebody did, but I won't say who.
Oh. So I thought I did doze off a little bit. Yeah.
And I didn't know if I should wake you up or just, I'm like, she's probably just taking a quick cat nap. And you did. You woke up pretty quickly. But I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah, so at least the feet went up. So that was nice. It was freezing cold in there. I had to use my coat as a blanket. I just had to.
I would have been out. Curtains
oh my
out.
Gosh.
If I had a blanket on me.
I had to. It was so cold. My fingers were so cold. But with the unlimited soda comes the need to get up and pee, which I had to do. But Auntie Joan filled me. Thankfully, there was a bathroom very close to where our theater was. So I wasn't gone for a super long time. But yeah, all in all, for me, the drive, I would do that over and over and over again. Anytime you want to go to the Alamo Drafthouse in Westminster, Auntie Joan, I'm in. It's literally Cold Creek Canyon turns into 88th Street.
Oh, really?
I just take it all the way.
Oh my gosh.
It's a straight shot for me. It's a distance. It still takes about 53 minutes or so for me to get there, but it's a straight shot once I get on Highway 72, Cold Creek Canyon.
Hmm.
it directly to it. And I was like, I kind of like this. So I didn't go on 93 at all. So because our movie ended up getting out right at 5:30, which I
Yeah.
did not expect. I didn't look up to see how long it was. That's on me. But, so I was like, ugh, I'm going to be in rush hour traffic on Highway 90. Nope. No. It was, there were people on the road with me because once you cross over Indiana
Mm-hmm.
and continue on 88th Street, it turns into 2 lanes. So it's a 2-lane, 4-lane road, really, 2 lanes each way. And so it wasn't, there were people on the road, but there was no bumper to bumper traffic or, you know what I mean? It was lovely. I was home and I flew home. It was great.
Yeah, you did, because you got home not too late after I did. But I
hit
made a couple
traffic.
stops. No,
Oh.
I made a couple stops.
Oh, okay.
I didn't take 36.
Oh,
I
okay.
kind of got
Turned
lost
around
a
a
little
little.
bit getting out. Yeah, and I wanted to take 88th because I wanted to stop by the Interlochen, by Foothills shopping area.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to go to Popeyes and get some chicken wings.
Oh.
So going in that whole Interlochen area, I always get lost.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
I would have to use maps over there to
Yeah.
find out where I was going. That was an easy ride for me. So anytime you want to go
Good.
there.
Okay.
But it's, it's got its own issues at
Yeah.
that place.
Yeah, I had a little trouble getting up between those 2 little shelf things on the seats.
Yeah.
I need a certain vantage point to start from, a liftoff point. And it was kind of hard to get that with those seats and the table there. And
I wish the tables folded back down.
yeah, I do too.
You know what I mean? That you can pull them on an airplane, like if you're in the bulkhead area and you pull it out from your side seat and it flips over in front of you. That would have been fine. And then you could put it away when you were done. And you still had your cup holders on your sides. You know what I mean? Then it would have been fine. But with them being stationary and fixed like that, it was not my favorite setup.
Yeah. The seats and basically.
The tables, really. The tables were really the issue. The seats themselves.
Yeah, they could have been a little wider. I noticed that too, that they weren't as wide as the other ones.
Yes. So for sitting next to people, thankfully the theater was empty. It was, there's like maybe 6 other people in there besides Auntie Joan and me, and we were in our own row all together. But did you notice that after you said, I thought you said we had our own row, that woman left?
Yeah. I bet she was
I think she was in the wrong theater.
Yeah. She probably meant to go into number 4, but went into 6 instead. Yeah. So, I hope that's what it was.
Well, she left. She never came back. So
I know.
Oh, well, not our problem.
And that lady we talked to afterwards, she was prepared. She had her own little blanket with her.
Yes, people do that. They bring their blankets.
I never knew that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting there with my feet up and my shoes off and my bare feet just
oh, my God. I would have been frozen.
Yeah.
Absolutely frozen. But otherwise, the chairs were comfortable, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a problem with that. It was just, I couldn't imagine being in a packed theater.
No.
I would not like it. Having strangers, that
there are
close
certain
to
advantages.
me.
There are certain advantages to be an older retired person.
Yes, there are.
We get preferential seating.
That's right, we do.
But a shelf would have been nice, like you said, like at the Cinnabar thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Or where you could pull that thing down like you do on an airplane, put it away, store it when you're done. The table would have been nice. So it gives you more room.
But all in all, I'd give it a B.
I agree.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Now we're on to the part of our program where we discuss what we are watching. And
what you watching, Auntie?
Oh, we saw a good one yesterday.
We did.
At that wonderful Alamo Drafthouse in Westminster, we saw Wicked.
Popular. We're gonna be popular.
So, yes, Wicked with our wonderful Ariana Grande, who, as I said before, didn't give much credit to back in the day, but after her SNL performance and her performance in Wicked, she's just amazing. She's got an amazing voice. She played the character very closely to Kristen Chenoweth's character on stage.
Wondering.
Very much so. Very high pitched, very ditzy blonde, very, silly, silliness with a little bite to it. Very self-absorbed. But that's exactly how Kristen Chenoweth portrayed that character.
I had no idea. I have not seen it, so I had no idea what the characters are like or anything. I had not pictured Kristen Chenoweth's character, Galinda, being a Deadsy blonde, but I can see Kristen Chenoweth being that way, and Ariana Grande did a great job.
Yes. And then Cynthia Erivo that played Elphaba. Just yay.
Yeah.
Just yay. I don't even know how else to describe. And then you had Jeff Goldblum as the Wizard of Oz. And
the best.
We just love Jeff Goldblum. He does no wrong in our eyes. So he was amazing as always. He even sang a little bit.
Yeah, that I can.
Yeah, he wasn't great at it, but he stayed within his range, I thought.
Yeah. And his hair looked wonderful.
Buffonti.
Nice thick head of hair. I bet it wasn't all his.
Then we had a nice hottie patati, Jonathan Bailey playing Fiyero. He was, and, he's well off and conceited. I don't know if he was a prince or whatever the hell he was. I forget. But anyway, I thought he played the character well. Marissa Bode as Nessa Rose, who plays Elphaba's sister. I thought she did a good job. Peter Dinklage was the voice of the goat, Dr. Dillamond.
That sounded familiar.
Me too. I'm like, God, I know that voice. And I looked it up. It's Peter Dinklage. So that was cool. And then we saw Bowen Yang. It's good to see him in movies.
Owen Yang. Owen Chang.
Bowen. Yeah. Joan.
I love him.
I love him. I adore him. Absolutely.
And it was nice to see him get so much screen time too.
Yes.
I just always looked at him,
Yes.
Yeah.
He's wonderful. He's just wonderful. So I thought the cast was really done well. I have to say, having seen the play twice and then seeing the movie, the play is better, in my opinion. But it's just like with anything else. Had I seen the movie first and then gone to see the play, I probably would have thought the opposite. So it's just, I was very used to the play. It's just the ending scene. So, folks, this is going to be a 2-part movie if you don't already know. Auntie Joan told me that. So this is only part 1. Part 2 doesn't come out until sometime in 2025, right? Or is it 2026?
I think it's like a year after the first one came out.
Okay.
So probably basically around Thanksgiving.
If you've seen the play, Act 1 is the first movie. Act 2 will be the second movie. So if you've seen the play and you know how Act 1 ends, it's a very emotionally charged, very well done song, Defying Gravity. And it is just very powerful. And in the play, I think it's even more so as a powerful pinnacle, because there's not all the extra stuff that they can do in a movie, her flying around in the movie and stuff like that. She's basically just standing on, I don't even remember. I mean, to me, it looked like a mountain, but I'm sure it was part of Oz, whatever, in the play. And she just belts this thing out. And it is just I'm overcome with emotion every time I've gone to see that play. Yeah. And this, I was just like, oh, yeah. She did a great job. There's nothing wrong with how Cynthia sang it. She sang it amazingly, but it just didn't have that same powerful impact that I felt when I saw the play. Both times I was a teary-eyed mess. So
I think when you see a play, you get more immersed in it. You get more, into it, become part of it almost.
Right. I agree. This had a lot of fluff in it, from the play. Like I said, if it's a movie, it's supposed to, but to me it was like, oh, okay, all right. I still enjoyed it, folks. Let's be clear. I still enjoyed it. It just wasn't as impactful as the play was for me. But Auntie Joan, this is the first time you've seen it full stop. So tell us your opinion on it.
Well, at the beginning, and I mentioned this to you, I thought maybe there was too much music in it. And then, as you said, too much music in a musical. Okay. Now, the reason I felt that way is because it seemed like there wasn't much dialogue. There wasn't much spoken dialogue. And I thought, is this just all going to be song after song after song? And I had not seen it before. I was not familiar with the songs, except, of course, Popular. I mean, that one I've heard enough. And now Defying Gravity is, all over the place. But then shortly after I started thinking that, it just kind of all fell into place for me. I loved the costumes.
Oh my God. I kept looking, going, which one am I going to be for Halloween this year?
Having been a quilter and, seeing, how people manipulate fabric and stuff like that. I was just in awe. And the, those uniforms that Bowen Yang wore and the other woman
with
with
the school
him.
uniforms.
Yeah. With a half skirt, half whatever. I thought those were interesting, but and the ending, the last scene with the cape.
Yes, the cape was dramatic.
Oh my goodness. That
Love
was
the cape.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah, very dramatic.
You also like the dancing.
I liked the dancing. At first, I wasn't so sure I was going to like that either because there's a lot of stomping in it. But I do like tap dance. So the stomping I kind of grew accustomed to and kind of liked that. But I liked the dance. I mean, just all the choreography and the dancers were all so good. And oh my gosh. And I did see some show where they talked about the making of Wicked. And that scene where Ariana Grande goes around, I think it was in Popular. She goes around that thing in the ceiling. Yeah. That, I guess, took about 4 or 5 men to get that thing to work. Yeah. 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 There was a lot of behind the scenes stuff that was going on that you wouldn't know about, and you wouldn't even think that it took that much effort to do it because it looked seamless,
Right. So all in all, Auntie Joan, thoughts on Wicked?
I loved it. I mean, I really, really loved it. I'm glad I went, and I'm glad I didn't wait for it to come to Netflix or one of those.
I do think it would be even, I don't want to say worse because worse isn't the right word. It wouldn't be as impactful if if you were watching at home. Where you could be distracted, where you could, it was already different from the immersion that you get at the theater, versus watching it on the bit. But I absolutely would recommend, if anybody's interested in seeing this movie, shell out the dough. Go to an Alamo Drafthouse, because yes, they have food and all that wonderful stuff, but they also have, and they are not a sponsor, folks. Please don't think that they are. Nobody's paying me to say any of this. But the tickets are less. Because because you're buying food, because you're spending the money on the food. So it was only $10 a ticket for us, and there is no senior citizen discount. They don't have that at the Alamo, but they do have a children's price. But I don't know what that is because I don't have no kids, so I don't care. But so it's a little bit less expensive if you go to an Alamo Drafthouse. Cinnabar used to be even less. I think Cinnabar was only like $6 or $8 for movies
for the matinees.
For the matinees, yeah. I don't know. It's the only time I ever went there.
I know. The thought of going to a movie and having some but stranger sitting next to me is just like, ugh. But then we're going to go through that tomorrow, aren't we? Having strangers sitting next to us.
Yes, but that is at an immersive experience.
True. Yeah.
Yes, it won't bother me as much. So, yeah, so I agree. I think if you haven't seen Wicked in the theaters, I highly recommend seeing the movie.
Yeah.
If you have seen it in the theaters, still go see it. It's a little bit different. Maybe you'll have the same. Maybe you'll like it even more. I don't know. But for me, it fell a little bit short from seeing it in, on Broadway. Well,
I
not
wonder if
Broadway
all,
here in Denver.
yeah, I wonder if all the hype too kind of makes one have higher expectations of something.
Well, I can tell you, Hamilton, I was on the fence about seeing Hamilton because of all of the hype.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I don't know if I'm going to like this because come on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw it. And let me
Yeah,
just tell
yeah,
you,
yeah.
it lives up to that hype 100%. Now, do I have an interest in seeing it again? Not really. I saw it. I loved it. It was thoroughly entertaining, just as good as everybody said it was, but I don't have a need to see it again. Wicked in the theater, I would see as many times as anybody will go with me. I will go.
I'll go with you. I'll go
Yay.
with you.
The next time it's in Denver, we're going to go. I don't know
Okay.
when it's coming around, but
Uh-huh.
or we can do a travel.
No.
Oh, and I loved Elphaba's glasses in the movie. I want
did
those
too.
glasses
Yes.
desperately. I don't even wear
Yes,
glasses
me
anymore,
too.
kids, but I want them.
That's the first thing I thought of when I saw those glasses. I want those.
I
Yeah.
want those. They are cool. I really like those.
And Bowen's.
Bowen Yang. Jesus.
Bowen Yang's. His were interesting.
They were interesting, but I liked Elphaba's the best.
Yeah, I do too.
For sure. She tries on another pair that
yeah.
Galinda asked her to, put on, and I didn't. And they were interesting, but no, I love the ones that she actually wore.
Yeah.
Very
me
simple, but very stylish and cool.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it. Big. The lenses were really big, but I loved it. Loved it.
Where I go get my eyes done, checked and everything, I feel like I should buy the glasses from them because I don't know, that's probably how they get a lot of their income from the glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always, every time I've gone in, I've said, do you have any big ones? Like, I really like the ones that Sarah from Alaska.
Sarah Palin?
Sarah Palin. I really like the ones Sarah Palin used to wear. The big, oversized, frameless ones. And I'd go and I said, do you have any like that? And, no, I mean, the biggest, they just never had them. So I might have to do special order for those, for Elphabas.
Yes. Elfie.
Yeah, Elfie.
And
there was a good cameo, two cameo appearances too.
Of?
The originals.
Oh, the originals.
That was
Kristen
nice.
Chenoweth, and I can never remember her name. I have to look it up real quick. Do you know that Broadway play came out in 2003? I saw that today. I was like, really?
Wow.
That was a long time. I didn't realize it was that old.
I thought it came out before that.
Original cast. Oh, these are bringing up people that I've never heard of. There's Kristen Chenoweth. Oh, gosh. I think it's Michelle Federer.
No.
Federer? No?
No.
Then it's, Idina Menzel.
Yes.
Idina? I-D-I-N-A, Menzel. Idina. Okay. So they make a cameo in it, and that was quite lovely to see them.
It was.
I didn't know that they were going to. I knew Kristen Chenoweth had been in touch with Ariana Grande during the making of, but I didn't realize that they were actually going to have a little cameo in it. And it was good to see them, and they were silly in it and sang amazingly, of course.
Yeah.
So, yes, that was nice to see them.
Yeah, I think Ariana Grande did a good Kristen Chenoweth impression of Galinda. I mean, they couldn't have picked a better person, actually.
I agree. I think she did a really, really good job. Yeah, overall, good movie, folks.
Yeah.
It does live up to the hype. So if you haven't seen it, get on out there. See it in a theater. Really important. It's not going to wear the same on a television screen.
No, I think you really appreciate, like I said, the costumes and the dancing and the makeup and all that stuff. Oh, that was something else that I couldn't help but notice is I loved the eyelashes on those women.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, they had, I mean, they weren't overdone. They were just
No.
perfect. Perfect
Right.
eyelashes.
Yes.
Which you wouldn't
Yes.
notice on a,
On a TV screen, probably
Yeah.
not. Like I'll want to rewatch it when it comes onto a streaming
Mhm.
service before the next one comes out,
Mhm.
just to refresh and, and all that. But if you haven't, like I said, if this is the first time you're seeing it, or, the movie in general, whether you've seen it in the theater, whatever, but if you're going to go see the movie, it's really for the first time, please go see it in the theater.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's worth it. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Now we're on to the part of our program where we discuss commercials we have to talk about. And oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Good times.
Good times. Good times. Good times. The delicious dish. Molly Shannon, and
Anna Gasteyer.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have reprised their roles from SNL's The Delicious Dish for Capital One, and I could not have been happy. I'm surprised Auntie Joan didn't hear me scream when it came on my streaming service as a commercial, because it was I just adore those two.
I do too. I do too.
And they did such a good job. And there's two of them, at least that I know of. One with the Capital One Cafe guy who lives there and all that. You've seen him before.
Have I?
Yeah. And then one with Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, that was my favorite.
And did they call him Hot Buns? Was it Show Us Your Hot Bun?
Well, no, they really enjoyed it, or they really like him.
They really liked his hot buns.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It's so cute. So cute. And Samuel L. Jackson, I just adore. So
I do too.
Anything he is in, I'm happy with. But they did. So in this version I saw on the streaming service, they did not say good times. But in the when I found it on the YouTube, they do say it at the end of. So they must have shortened the clip for the streaming service, because they do actually say good times. Good times.
And what's in your wallet?
Oh, I've got a comb. And
that's what I remember too, was the comb.
So good to see them.
Yeah. I love seeing Samuel L. Jackson in it too.
Yes.
And he managed to keep it clean.
He did. Mm-hmm. He did. Mm-hmm. But while we have you, Auntie Joan, also I sent her a little clip from the Instagram. Oh boy, oh boy. Gosh. This is a little digression from a commercial, but I think we need to talk about it because...
Oh, I think so too.
I don't know if you all were listening when I asked Auntie Joan if she had seen The Holiday, because one of her men are in it, one of her many, what do we call them? The no.
The himum?
Right, because it's supposed to be a harem is for men, and a himern, what did you say? Is for women. Something like that.
Something we made
anyway, something that someone that Auntie Joan has the hottie totsies for.
Oh.
And I'm sure, folks, if you're on Instagram at all, you've probably come across this in your feed. You may have passed by, but I didn't.
We should put the link out there.
I will. It was this woman and her boyfriend or husband, whatever, sitting down on the couch getting ready to watch a movie, and it happens to be The Holiday. And the commercials, or the clips you've probably seen on Instagram, are the ones where the woman sits down with a glass of wine, and the scene on the television that she's watching is Jude Law with his little flirtatious looks that he gives in the movie. Two times during the movie he does that, when he's in a bar. But that particular scene is really when, oh goodness, what is her name? Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz was supposed to leave, and she ends up staying, and she's tucked away at this little side table in this bar, and Jude Law walks in, and he didn't see her at first, and somebody moves, and there she is drinking a glass of wine, and Jude Law gives her these flirtatious looks like, I can't believe you're here, and, smiley and all adorable, and these women on Instagram sit on their couches like Jude Law is looking at them, and it's very funny. They look behind, like you're looking at, they look behind themselves, and nobody's there, and they're like, you're looking at me, like all excited. So this woman does a similar thing, but it is the boyfriend / husband that steals the show.
Yeah, what does everybody see in this guy?
He is commentating the clips and basically.
Well, yeah. Okay, he's good looking. Yeah, I'll give him that. Yeah. He says.
And then he's like, but we haven't even heard him talk yet.
Yeah.
And then he talks like, of course he has an accent. And then he's like, oh, and then, Jude Law, after a night with Cameron Diaz, his contacts got all messed up, whatever. He pulls out his glasses and he's like, oh, see, he wears glasses. And then he puts them on. He's like, oh, come on.
Because he's still gorgeous.
It's very funny. Very well done. Yes, we will include the link to the clip in the summary of the episode that we're recording here today. Yeah. So
I'm sitting waiting for a tire to get mounted, and I gotta kill time, so I'm going through.
You wanted to get mounted.
Oh, well, yeah. After watching that, yeah. So I'm going through, and I never go to Instagram because I don't know a post from a reel or whatever it is, story or yeah. But I just, okay, so Instagram comes up and I start looking and oh my gosh. And I'm sitting in this waiting room lobby with this big shit-eating grin on my face watching Jude Law.
Question, did you have headphones on or were you just listening to it out loud?
Just looking at it. No, I had the volume off too.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're not one of them.
Yeah, I was just looking at it and that was enough.
Yeah. Yes, I send Auntie Joan quite a few things through the Instagram and I don't ever hear back from her, but she caught up the other day.
I had plenty of time on my hands. But then, you know what? Then I get a thing saying that my gig thing from my phone service is 80% used. So I bet it was from that 2 hours I sat in there going through all that stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyway, back to what matters.
Jude Law.
Man, I mean, if there's a perfect looking human being on this planet, it's him. I mean, and I'm not saying this in a sexist way. I'm just, as an artiste, he's beautiful.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's why
beautiful.
The clip you sent me all those months ago was him walking down the beach in his Speedo.
Yeah.
But it's definitely about the art.
That's because I couldn't find the one of him walking through the halls of the Vatican dressed as the Pope.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's what really hooked me on Jude Law was the new Pope or the young Pope or whatever it was. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I mean, you take somebody like that and put him in a role like that of religious significance, and it's over.
So yes, we want to be sure you all were aware of the Instagram of Jude Law, and we'll get that link out there.
Oh yeah, you'll enjoy it.
Of course. Come on now. But yes, a delicious dish. I hope they do more of the Capital One commercials.
Yeah, me too.
Love to see those ladies over and over again. They're just so good. So yes.
And I still need to send you a link to Will Ferrell doing the professor in the hot tub.
Yes, that's right.
From SNL. Yeah,
that's right.
Can I just say,
of course,
nephew John in Wisconsin, thank you for listening and being a loyal follower.
Yes, he's active on the Instagram.
Yes. Oh, it's the Instagram he's active on.
Yes.
Oh,
we get likes from him.
He's a youngster, you know. He can do that fancy stuff.
Very cool. All right, Auntie Joan, anything else for our listener today?
Happy holidays. Happy New Year.
Indeed. Happy New Year. Hope everybody has a safe one. And if you're going to enjoy, please do so at home and be safe.
Yes.
All right. Well, that wraps it. Not only for yet another wonderful pickled watermelon rinds episode, but that wraps it for 2024 for us.
God, it's over. Oh my gosh. Not that this next one's going to be much better, but what are we going to do?
You never know. We'll find out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is Auntie signing off.
And Auntie Jones saying bye-bye now.
We thank you for listening. And remember, when life eats away at your core, grab a glass of holiday cheer and make pickled watermelon rinds. Auntie Joan and Auntie wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season.